Cool. Hello and welcome to episode number 5 of the Wildrunners podcast. So, as always, you've got myself, Colin, and old man Dan is still kind of hobbling about. How is the back, mate?
Yeah, it's not too bad, mate. It's getting there. A little bit of visit to the sports massage therapist and taping it up. So it's on the road to recovery, which is good.
Good. And today's guest is Antoinette Elgar, or better known as Forever Fitness Ants. That right?
Yep, that's right.
Cool. Well, thank you and welcome for coming on. Welcome and thank you for coming on. How's your Easter weekend been?
Pretty good, thanks. And thanks for having me on. Been really excited to be on this podcast. I've had actually a good few days off and not touched my laptop until today, which is good in terms of working from home. And I've had a chance to just get out, go for my runs, of course, and just chill. So yeah, it's been good.
Good. Well, it's end of financial year now. Well, new financial year, is it now?
Yes, as of tomorrow, 6th of April, start of the new tax year, and also my brother's birthday. So we have a lockdown birthday to prepare for. Went out and bought some cake and treats for tomorrow, which will be good.
Oh, well, many happy returns to your brother. Obviously, pretty sucks. There'll be a second one in lockdown now, won't it?
Yeah, he had his 21st last year.
Oh,
I know. So when we finally get the chance to go out, we're gonna go big.
Yeah, it's not just out; it's out.
Oh yeah, and like Essex style, out. Can't wait for that. Got my outfit planned and everything already.
Wow. Yeah, well, not long. So it's 17th of May. Pubs opening properly. You can go inside. Yeah. Do nightclubs opening then as well?
I don't think so. I think that's more 21st of June.
Yeah.
But we've already got something for that weekend planned.
Have you?
Yeah.
Not the Spartan Wales, because that's that weekend before.
Unfortunately not. I think I'd still be recovering, but yeah, don't want to paint myself in that picture.
No, that's where I'll be. Spartan Wales doing the trifecta that weekend.
Wow. Yeah.
Cool. So, and obviously, like I said, thank you for coming on. Obviously, we want to go through literally everything, right? But can you just take us back to the beginning and sort of, where did your sort of fitness running journey start?
Well, in terms of fitness, I guess I've always been interested in being healthy and keeping fit from quite a young age. I actually did competitive acrobatics when I was about 7 or 8 years old. It started off as gymnastics and just like a club that I did on the weekends just to make friends and just stay active, which then turned competitive, and the gym turned it into acro. So I'd have teamwork and solo work to do, and that was fun. And then as I got a bit older, more into my teens, it started off with just a friend of mine saying, like, let's get fit and see what this gym thing is all about. So we'd go, and at first it was all sort of based around aesthetics and just looking good, I guess. And we felt that peer pressure of let's look good for summer. But then it quickly turned into more realizing, oh, actually, I feel great and I want to look and feel strong. So it turned it into more pushing myself, seeing what my body can do. And then 2018, just a bit of a fast forward, was the year I did my first ever wolf run.
Yeah.
And she was like, at the time, I could barely run 10 minutes without feeling out of breath. I was not a runner at all. And she was the one really who pushed me and encouraged me to do it, saying like, look, found this really cool obstacle race. It's up in Warwickshire, which is where she went to university. She's like, if you come up here, we'll do it together. And although it sounds really scary and it's 10 kilometers, which would have been the furthest I've ever ran, it'll be fun. So I just thought, not really sure. Like I'm not really that fit. I don't know if I could do it. I had so much doubts, but in the end, I was like, you know what? Why not? Just let's give it a go. And it was that race and that day I will never forget that sparked a fire underneath me. And I know it's cliche, but it's really true. Like I caught the bug for running and fitness from that day, and that was really 2018. So I consider myself still pretty new when it comes to running and fitness in general. Like I really didn't get into it fully until the year after, and then found this community of people that all enjoy just keeping fit and running, and just there's so much about it. And yeah, that's when I really sort of immersed myself into it and made it into more, not just, oh, I'm working out to feel and look good, but it's more, this is part of my lifestyle now, and I want to make a good change. And I guess, yeah, that's really how it all started. But one big thing I would like to mention is the fact my growing up, my dad was ill and has been ill for a long time, and he's had 5 cancers. So from the age of 8, again, I think this coincides, I was always visiting him in and out of hospital. So I saw how having, like, losing your health, how it affects you. So in my mind, growing up, I've always seen like health as number one priority. And that's where, when I found something I actually enjoyed in terms of exercise and not just doing PE or games in school, something that I genuinely wanted to do, I thought this can actually improve my health and improve my life. So I guess having that contrast of seeing like how bad your life or your health can be, whether it's through your fault or not, I just think that's what motivated me and inspired me to work hard and to keep fit as well, because I saw this is how it can affect you negatively. I don't want that to happen. Do everything in my power to be healthy and have a good life, because at the end of the day, if you don't have your health, what do you have? So yeah.
No, that's great. With the Wolf Run, was it the summer one that you did in 2018?
No, I did the spring one.
Oof.
Apparently that's the hardest.
Yeah.
That was like the biggest shock to my system, because like I say, before that day I could barely run like up the hill. I live on a hill, and I would get out of breath just walking, let alone running. And I thought in the lead up to that, I was like, no, I need to do some sort of training, because otherwise I don't think I'll make it out alive. Like, for me, it was the biggest thing I've ever done and the hardest challenge ever. So I think I must have spent about a month in the lead up to it training, like in the gym, doing any sort of like the ropes and getting sort of my endurance a bit up and seeing how I could get stronger just to prepare myself, really. And yeah.
Yeah, because my first obstacle race was the Wolf Run in 2018. So
wow.
we're pretty similar in the
Yeah.
timescales that we've had the bug for it. And I think the Wolf Run is a great race to start off with, because it's not competitive,
No.
or it's as competitive as you want to make it.
Mhm.
I mean, if you want to walk it, you can walk it, and it is just genuinely good fun, isn't it? So yeah, I know exactly what you mean, where you do it once and that's it, you've got the bug. But fair play for doing that spring one, because I did it in 2019 and that water is just something else.
It
Like,
was freezing. And I just even remember coming up to the very first obstacle thinking like, am I meant to get in that? Thinking, but my clothes are all gonna be after that was it. Like I was such a perfectionist before, and even now people may judge me thinking like, oh, how I dress or how I do my makeup and my hair, but no, I loved getting head to toe in all the mud and getting your clothes stick to you because you've been in the lake or wherever, crawling through and all that. Oh, it was so much fun. Nothing, I've not done anything like that before, and from that day onwards I would not stop talking about it to anyone that would listen. And trying to get them to do it as well.
no, that's really good. So is that the only Wolf Run you've done, or have you done others?
Yeah.
Have you gone back for more?
Oh, I really want to. I really do. It's just I don't really want to use it as an excuse, but at the moment it's just the distance and like fitting it into my lifestyle as well. So I do plan on doing other wolf runs once everything opens up again and it's back to sort of normal. Yeah, I'd love to. I really want. I remember seeing those people doing the alpha wolf or hearing about that, thinking never. I thought never I would be able to, but now I feel a bit more confident. I think, yeah, I could be one of those people. Get the t-shirt and the medal and whatever. Be great. It's another challenge I can set myself up for.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they're doing that anymore after this year, though, are they?
Oh no!
I think I have heard rumours that this is it this year, Colin, the last year of their Alpha Wolf?
Again, mate, I've only heard rumours about it, but nothing from. I can't see that they've published, not publicly anyway. Yeah, I don't know. It'd be a shame. It'd be a real shame if they didn't do it, because I want another Alpha medal. Like I'm a bit disappointed with the one I got. Some of the previous ones were really nice, so yeah, I want another one.
It's a t-shirt, so they're pretty cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
mate.
They're the best race t-shirts I've had.
Yeah, they're sweet, aren't they?
Okay.
Yeah, my Alpha Wolf t-shirt is like either my race t-shirt or it's like when I'm in business. Do you know what I mean? That's not for everyday training. That one, that only gets busted out on special occasions.
And I feel like having that t-shirt is like the memory of it as well. Being like, I earned this t-shirt, and just putting it on, I felt like, whoa, I've done this race to have earned this t-shirt, and now I can say I have ran a wolf run. I just thought, oh, it's so cool, and you feel like great to be able to say you've achieved something like that.
Yeah, no, definitely. Have you done any other OCR like company races?
Yeah, so the next one I then did was the Nuclear Rush, which is held very close to where I live, which was handy. And that was actually where I met Dan and Sven for the first time, who back then were the Mud Brothers. So that was really fun. And that race in itself, there's another story that goes with that. Basically, I don't know if we even have time for this, but I'll try and be as succinct as I can. I had signed up to that race at the time. Again, I always get dragged into these sort of things. And I had a boyfriend at the time, and he was like, yeah, let's do it. It'll be loads of fun. I did it last year. I says, okay, let's go ahead, do it. Sign me up. And the race is not held until May. Now, unfortunately, we broke up in December. But me being me, I was like, well, I'm still going to do it. I don't care. So I turn up on the day, all geared up, and had been training again because that was my second OCR at this point. So I'd really gotten a bit more up to speed with what to expect and the sort of obstacles. And at the Nuclear Rush, you go into this little sort of, the best way I could describe it is like a sheep pen or some like gated thing where you do your warm up. And I remember seeing them all, like him, his brother, and his two mates, all guys, sort of at the start, and I was sort of more towards the back, just like minding my own business and like getting a feel for the sort of the atmosphere and the people that was there, and thinking, okay, I'm gonna just take it how it goes. Not gonna I'll just see how it goes. And anyway, so the start of the race, and they sprint off as they do. I'm like, no, I'm gonna let them use up their energy, and now they've lit a fire under me. I want to beat them in this race. I'm doing it for myself, by myself. So I'm gonna do it. So for the first 2.5 kilometers, they were about an obstacle in front of me. So I was watching them and thinking, oh, they're getting on quite well. Like, and again, I'm doing my own thing. And then it got to the section where you had to run for quite a bit before you enter this forest, like woods area. And at that point, because it was pure running, one of them had like slowed down quite a bit. And me being me, I'm like, oh, this is my chance. So I sped up a bit. And that's the time they noticed that I was there. And he looked at me, didn't say anything, and sort of was a bit startled because he was thinking maybe I wasn't going to join in because we'd broken up, and I don't know, I can't read his mind, but anyway, and ran across. He then was like, "Come on, mates, come on, lads." This is not for walking. So they all sped up again and tried to overtake me. We came out of the woods, and then it was this next section where you'd have to like go under and over sort of thing and climb. And again, I managed to overtake them, but this time I held the lead and they could not catch up. And I'm right, this is my chance. And I think maybe we had about 3 or 4K left out of the 12 kilometers we had to do. We get to this wall and I was thinking, oh no, how am I going to climb this now with no help? Like I'm just over 5'2". So, and this wall was, it was so, I was thinking, oh no, what am I going to do? There was no one else really like that I'd known. And his parents were in the crowd watching. And I thought, no, I'm going to give it my best shot. So I ran up, couldn't make it first time, got some nice man to help me give a leg up, climbed to the top of the wall and was like, yes! And I remember like sliding down the pole on the other side and then ran off. And then, yeah, eventually I completed the race. I beat them by like a half an hour because, of course, I checked the times to see where I came and where he came and all his mates. And I just thought, you know what, this just shows, like, doesn't matter if I was by myself, doesn't matter the circumstances, like the fact that I had the willpower to go ahead and do it, and I did, it just proves that you can do the things that you set your mind to, as long as you've got the strong enough willpower and the motivation, you can. So again, it's just another situation that showed me, look, I love racing and nothing's going to stop me from doing it and doing the things that I love. And yeah, again, that lit a fire under me, and that's my second race. And then I really started like looking for more, what else I can do. So yeah.
Yeah, you've highlighted in there though that the one thing that I absolutely love about OCR, and that is you surrounded by complete strangers, and everyone is willing to help you. You know, they've got the time to stop to help you overcome these obstacles. Whereas when you tend to do like road running and stuff like that, people are just single-minded and just look after themselves. Yeah, so that's what I really love about that. And I can tell by the way you're saying that, you know, you would have struggled on that on your own.
Oh yeah.
But the fact that person just randomly come up, helped you over.
Yeah.
And then you got to face even more.
A lot of the obstacles. Yeah, a lot of the time I was like sliding everywhere because I didn't have the right footwear, and there'd be these guys or ladies, but mostly guys because they were taller, and and they'd help me give a leg up or help pull me out the ditch I was in. I was so thankful, and like you'd never see these people ever again, really. But they were just so willing and so friendly, and because you're all sort of like-minded people, you'd help each other, and I love that. I never come across anywhere that was to do with like exercising or fitness that was like that. I found like the racing community and the OCR, that's how everyone has been. So yeah, really enjoy it.
Yeah, I don't think it's quite that friendly in the elite waves of racing.
Oh well.
Yeah, I think when you get to like elite and age group, it is like, yeah, you're going for it. But yeah, if you're in an open or it's like literally a fun run, yeah, you muck in, don't you? You have a laugh.
Yeah,
that's what it's about. So is that the two OCRs you've done, or have you done any others?
Yeah, so far those are the two that I have done. And then in terms of another race, the only one that I would really highlight is my half marathon. So that following year, actually no, sorry, the same year as I did the nuclear rush, I then signed up for the half marathon. The fun run, which is held again in my town, but that's only like 3 miles. But that would be the first time that I'd done something solely running and solely road running, because I'd really loved like the trail running aspect of the OCRs. I'd never really stuck to just pure road running. So I managed to do that. And at the same time, on that same day, every year, the fun run would go off first. Half an hour later, they would start the half marathon. So that year, I'd done my second OCR and then the fun run. And I thought, you know what? Next year, I'm going to make a pledge to myself. I'm going to be one of them half marathon runners. And I did. I'm proud to say that following March, I was there and I completed it. And from there, I just thought, you know what more can I do? I thought I'd never be able to, for someone that had only just started running so very recently and who could barely run, to then go and do a half marathon. I thought, wow, I just proved it to myself again. I was like, I said what I was going to do was sign up. I signed up. I said I was going to be one of them people, and I was. So next is I just see what I can push myself to do.
Marathon.
Yeah, well,
ultra.
Yeah.
That is from listening to your previous podcast. Oh wow, I've got the massive inspiration now to go and do the marathons and maybe even the ultras, because they sound like next level kind of thing.
Yeah. Have you found that signing up for events has been the key to you to pushing yourself harder?
Oh yeah, massively. I feel like when it comes to training, I would always be more focused when I had something to train towards. So any time that I'd be like, oh, I have an upcoming race or an OCR, I would be so driven and motivated to work out and to try and improve. But at the same time, that initial step of signing up, I'd put these mental barriers in my head saying, no, you can't do that. But you have to talk yourself out and just do it. I found myself signing up to these races at like 2:00 in the morning. I was like half asleep, trying to trick myself, and then getting the confirmation email through the next day and being like, did I really just do that? Yep.
Is that when you used to get home from your nights out?
I was just thinking that.
One of the times actually was. I'd had it on my phone, like, you can keep the tabs open or something, and I'd been like looking at it for a couple of days and thinking, no, I'm not gonna do it, making all the excuses I could think of, but then thinking, no, just do it. And I'd sign up like in the middle of the night and thinking, haha, sober me is gonna what am I gonna think? But I'm so glad I did. And now each time more, I'm getting that bit more confident to go and just do it. And then I complete the race and think, wow, like, why did I ever have those doubts in the first place? But I guess a lot of people that are just sort of starting out do have those thoughts. And it's really about like training yourself and training your mind, especially, to become that much more stronger. And I think that's why it's really good to start involving yourself in team sports or something that is with other people, because then you gain that feeling of, wow, there's other people around me that's like me doing it, and if they can do it, why can't I? And then I found, even in the gym, like for the weight section, I would be so scared to go there before. And then the more I did, and then the more times I would go there with a friend, I feel like it was so scary. So I then eventually can go by myself. And then just a little bit more each time you do it, you'll get more confident. Eventually you think, everyone's here to do the same thing as me. No one's really caring about what I look like or what I'm doing or if I'm doing it right. You just go there, you do it for you. And then it's the same with running. Like, doesn't matter. Don't compare yourself. If the person on the other side of the road is running faster than you, just forget about that and zone out and just run for you, because at the end of the day, you're the one that's living in your body. It's not the other person. Yeah, so sorry about that tangent. I can't even remember the question.
No, it's good. It's good. So, I mean, obviously, from the sounds like you're gym advocate.
Yes.
How have you found it? Like with them being closed, sort of practically a year now, apart from a few months last year.
To be honest, Colin, very tough.
Yeah.
I was in the gym at least 4 or 5 times a week, and then fitting in my runs about 2 or 3 times. And when they closed, especially the fact they closed in the winter, I was struggling with that massively, because I use the gym as my escape. So not just it's a chance for me to like lift some weights and feel out of breath or whatever. No, mentally, as just a place to go outside of my house, concentrate on me for an hour or so, or do a class, or do whatever I wanted to, and then come back and feel better. When that was taken away because they were closed, and I live in quite a small house where I don't have the space that other people are very fortunate to have, like home gyms or have lots of workout equipment. I don't have any of that. So I had to find something else I can do. And that's why it really got me more into my running, because I thought, you know what? I have two good, healthy legs. I might as well use them and see what I can do. And it still gives me that chance to get out, get exercise done and clear my mind. And I just found that's my release. But it was hard because, like I said, a lot of that was around the winter time. So there would be the cold evenings or the early mornings when it's still dark and going out by yourself. I found it hard, but I got through it. That's the main thing.
So you'll be ready to go. Is it next Monday?
Yeah, don't worry. Got the countdown on.
Oh yeah. What's the first exercise or bit of equipment you're going to use when you go?
Oh, I've been thinking about that. Honestly, I think it's gonna be the deadlifts or or something very heavy, because I haven't the heaviest thing I carry at the moment is like bag of shopping when I go to Aldi. I think, or like the leg press. Oh, I miss that so much. Or like the cable. Oh, I don't know. I'm so excited. I can't wait. I've booked out the time in my diary. My mum was like, let's go to the shops on this day. I'm like, no, I'm going to the gym.
It will feel like you've got someone else's body when you go again.
Yeah.
It's been a good few months now, has it, since the gyms have been open?
I know. And I've bought all this new gym wear to wear. So I now have a chance to wear it. I'm so excited. You can't understand. So, yeah.
Are you going straight back next Monday, Dan?
I'm not sure, seeing how my back is.
Yeah.
But if that's okay, then yeah, I'll start going back early in the mornings before work again. Just because I need something else rather than just running all the time. Especially with the OCRs, I find doing like some squats and deadlifts and stuff just gives me a better core. So I feel stronger on the obstacles and that.
Oh, good. So you did the Gymshark 66 earlier on this year.
Yes.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Can you like it? Because I'd never heard of that until I saw it on your sort of stories. So can you like explain what that's about? You know?
Oh yeah, of course. So again, this goes back to my friend I had, who got me into the Wolf Run. She showed me some of her gym wear, and at the time, this was 2018, so they weren't as big as they are now. They're a global brand, and I was really intrigued because I thought, wow, this gym wear is really nice. And I'm a person who likes nice looking things, but especially for the gym wear, I thought I've never seen anything like this. So I searched up the brand, and it was a while before I actually bought some clothing, but I then started to see what they were about in terms of company and ethos and community. And I think the first year I did it was 2019. I just saw it on their socials, and the idea is that for 66 days, that's what it takes to form a habit. So it's not meaning to say you have to do a workout or run or exercise for 66 days consecutively. No, it means to say over that time period, you are going to make specific pledges to yourself that you will stick to, that hopefully at the end of that 66 days, you will have formed a lifestyle and a habit that will change and hopefully be for the better. So at first, I just did it to see if I could stick with something and have that commitment. And then it more changed into, oh wow, I found myself again with a group of like-minded people, although it's on social media, who were all committed to doing the same thing. And there's also the competition side of things, because every week they have another challenge, and there are winners, and they're awarded like free gym wear, and there's 2 overall winners as well who get free Gymshark wear for the whole year. So there was that to look forward to as well. But really, when I first started it 2019, did it for round 1, because I've done it every year since. It was more to see, like, can I do something for that length of time? Because I thought, wow, that's quite a long time. And before, in terms of exercising, I'd really only maybe stuck to it for like a month and then have a month off, and it wasn't very consistent. But that really got me to stick to it. And I just really love the idea that every year this will run, and it starts on January 1st. So it's a good way to start your year as well. And yeah, I just feel like I love the community and everyone gets involved, and I like posting stuff on social media. So it's just something for me to do, really. And I made quite a few friends as well, like internationally. I would have people commenting and messaging me from all over the world. So I love that side of things as well, because I genuinely made friends who I still talk to now from like 3 years ago. So yeah.
Yeah, that's just how powerful social media is nowadays, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It just opens up a massive world to everyone. And like you said, it's all like-minded people.
Mm-hmm.
So the people you see at work and day to day, they're probably not the people that are interested in you running or doing your Gymshark 66 or anything like that.
No.
So to have that side, that just helps you stay accountable and to help you stick with it as well.
Yeah, massively. I think accountability was the main thing. And I'd always struggled before with doing something that I knew was good for me, but doing it consecutively. Whereas if you have someone else to hold you accountable, you're much more likely to do it. So seeing other people post early in the morning, oh, I've already done my workout for the day, or already gone on my run, I thought, oh, I can't let them down now. Like,
yeah.
Yeah, they're like, you two, both of you. You're both always out early in the morning, and I think, oh,
we have children.
Well, I have an old parent to look after. But yeah, no, the accountability side of things is major. And yeah, I found I love challenges, as some people know. So any type of challenge, I just saw that as another challenge, and just see if I can do it. And yeah, it gives me something to work towards and gives me something to look forward to.
Yeah, I'll never forget when I was tagged in like how many burpees can you do in a minute challenge or something like that, and obviously pay it on. And I decided we just climbed Snowdon, and I paid it on to you.
Yeah.
And you came back going, oh God, okay, I'll get it done. And then it's like, P.S. I love being tagged in this sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Like, right, okay.
Or someone tagged me, I think it was you again, Colin, like, go out in the snow barefoot.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, oh no.
I can remember the sounds you made when you first stood in the snow as well. That was brilliant.
I'm always up for a challenge. I will rarely, now I might regret this, but I will.
I was going to say, you're saying this on a podcast, people listen to this.
But any challenge, I will give it my best shot. So yeah, people feel free to tag me and stuff. Like, I will do it.
I've got a challenge that I think you'll find quite hard.
Oh no.
That's to get Sven to do a 5K Friday.
Oh God, yeah.
Okay.
That's a challenge for you. Okay?
Yeah, I'll try. That will be hard because I know Sven doesn't really run.
Yeah, how long? What's the cut-off time? What do you reckon?
Well, I think this week's a write-off because it's getting cold again, isn't it? So
yeah,
Sven's very weather dependent, isn't he? So I mean, there's got to be a heat wave, like hose pipe bands. You'll see Sven running.
Yeah. Well, maybe we'll give it like end of June. Is your deadline to complete it?
Oh wow! Let's start now.
Yeah, when's Wildrunners' birthday? He's got to do one by the time Wildrunners becomes 1 year old, doesn't he?
I'm pretty sure it is June, actually.
Yeah, we'll have to look at that. Yeah, and he has to do it in that mankini.
He probably would as well.
Yeah, now the gyms are open, he can.
Any
get back
excuse to
lifting weights.
get the abs out.
Yeah. So speaking of challenges, then you're currently doing 5K every day. Is it all of April?
Yes, that's
Yeah. How are you feeling so far?
pretty good. We're only on day 5, so I don't know if I would be saying that on day 25. However, again, as part of one of the Gymshark 66 weekly challenges was 5K a day, but for 7 days or for the week. So I was able to do that pretty easily, but I've never done it for longer. So I thought, you know what? I was looking for an April challenge, and I thought, well, I love running and it's a good way to get my body moving just every day. And 5K is not the longest. Be out for half an hour or so, see if I can do it. And so far it's going well. I must say though, I know already my calves are getting so tight and I'm not the best person for recovery, like, and stretching afterwards. So I've made a mental note that this week, I'm going to have to include it, because otherwise my legs are going to be in pieces by the time that the gym's open. And then what am I going to do? But no, I'm not doing it for any particular reason, to be honest. I just, again, it was another, can I do it? See if I can. So, yeah.
Are you doing the same sort of 5K routes, or are you going to mix it up, or throw in some different type of runs, so like intervals or anything like that, just to spice it up a little bit?
I have thought of doing that, yes. At the moment, I've just stuck to my same 5K route and thought maybe I'll try and aim for a PB in 30 days, which I think is doable. I've toyed with the ideas of intervals, but I don't know. I'd need to find somewhere that's like in a straight line, I think, to do it. Or I guess you could do it. I don't know. Maybe I'll do it. Maybe that's another new challenge to fit within this challenge.
Yeah. Or do you remember a little while ago we were messaging and the iPod run that I mentioned to you?
Oh yeah.
So speed up every other song.
Yeah.
Just don't have like a 10-minute like song or so, or get a playlist dedicated for it. But that's a simple one to do. Then you don't have to find like actual. That's not a distance thing. That's more fartlek. So that's quite an easy one. I do it sometimes just for shits and giggles, like something a bit different.
I think it would be nice for me to try and find a new route as well, because there are days where you do get, if you're always doing the same route all the time, you do get bored of it. However, I just reclaimed my Strava crown for being the local legend on this 5K route, and now I'm a bit hesitant to stop doing the route, because I know that this same woman, her name's Michelle, she keeps coming after that crown, and every time I get an email, a piece of me dies inside. I'm like, I work so hard to get this damn crown. So if I stop, then I know she'll be like, oh, she's taking a day off now. Like, this is my chance. So there's that as well to think about. And I know both of you, from listening to previous podcasts, like, you're very hot on the Strava crowns and segments as well.
Yeah, it's going to spice up now. We can travel about a bit as well.
That's it.
Take a trip to Colin's neck of the woods and check out his crowns.
Well, mate, when we go to when I give you that lift up north to the lakes, we ain't going for a run beforehand. We'll do a shakeout run when we get up there.
All right,
taking you any of my local routes. Piss off. Yourself.
Honestly, on that same 5K route I do, every time I pass another runner, I'm like, are you out there trying to get my Strava crown? Are you the famous Michelle? Like, every time.
You should message her and challenge her to a race on it. Just say, look, let's just race. The loser has to find another 5K route.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, I'm actually moving house soon, so I may be the one to just have to give up my crown, because I won't be traveling as far anymore. Maybe I will make that extra effort every week to come and run this route just to hold on to it.
No, I think they're good. The local. I think it's a nice feature that Strava put on. I mean, obviously, it's clear that you're a big fan of it. Do you like it as well, Dan?
Yeah, I'm not so. For me, it's not so much the like local legend running the same route. It's just the little segments. I find them a great way to, because I tend to just run and stay at the same pace. So like talking to Colin about that, about intervals and stuff. So I now know there's certain parts on my runs that are like little sections for crowns. So I would then put more effort into that. So to me, that's helped my training massively. So, you know, it's got a lot to answer for. And I look forward to finding more route. That's the only thing, is they don't all show up. And sometimes I get some come on and I'm like, I didn't even know that one existed. And then you just got to go and explore it again.
Yeah, I think I'm going to start looking for other crowns, like the time ones you can get as well, and using that as a motivational tool. Because I don't know, I love looking in my little profile and seeing all the trophies that you can get each month as well. I'm so sad like that,
No,
but I don't care.
I do that.
Yeah.
I do that. I'm always like, I'm determined this year, every year, I'm going to at least get the 200k trophy and the 2,000 meter climbing one every single month. I'm going to get that. Like, that's like a little personal aim that I've set myself. So it's what, 120, 125 miles a month. Like, so yeah, that's doable. I can do that.
Yeah, you mustn't enjoy home life, mate. I think that's what the sign is.
Well, mate, when you get up early, you might as well make the most of it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Especially this time of year as well. It's getting to that. It's nice, isn't it? It's probably the best part of the day to get up, catch a sunrise if you're lucky.
Yeah, but saying that, it's probably, I think it probably about a month ago is when I was really liking it, because then you'd start off in the dark, or just before the dawn, and then you'd be able to watch the sunrise whilst you're running. That was quite good. Now it's just going to get like earlier and earlier, and my alarm clock, aka the boy, I don't want him getting up that early. So, what sort of training do you like to do? Obviously, sort of running and gym work. Is there a sort of program that you follow, or do you just do your own thing when you're at the gym?
No, I don't follow any type of program really. I mean, at the gym, for when I first started, I have a personal trainer, and I started off with him about twice a week just to learn how to use the equipment and learn the different exercises. And then as I got a bit more advanced, you could say, I then dropped to maybe once a week or once every other week. And now I just train with him as and when I feel like it, just to spice things up. But in general, I just do what I feel like. I'm not a pro by any means, and most of the time when I exercise, it's just for pure enjoyment and to clear my mind and to just get that endorphin rush. So when it comes to running, I'll set myself like a time that I want to complete it in, or a distance, or for the week, this is how much I want to run. But it's not the end of the world if I don't run that much. And then with the gym, sometimes I would think, okay, this week I'm going to structure it by doing like a push day, a pull day, or a legs day, and I'll do back and biceps or however I feel. But most of the time, I just feel like the movement is key. So as long as I'm moving and doing something, I don't want it to be too structured, because then I'll feel like it's a bit more of a chore and I might not as enjoy it as much. So I've had sort of interest in following some sort of plan to see how much I can actually improve. But for now, I just do each day as it comes.
Do you follow any nutritional stuff, Ant, or do you literally just do your workout and then eat generally healthy, or just eat as and when you want?
I follow the 80-20 rule. So Monday to Thursday, I try and be, for most of my meals, as healthy as I can, so that Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I can be a bit more relaxed, have a glass of wine or two, or 3 and then eat what I want, and then it balances it out, because I've always thought it's really true when people said this to me growing up, like balance is key. And I've, for the longest time, even now, I have struggled to find that in life and also in terms of fitness. So when it comes to nutrition, I also have the sort of feeling that and a fear, I guess, of, I know people calorie count and track like their macros, their micros, whatever, but I don't want to get myself into maybe an unhealthy habit of doing that. So I try and just do it and follow what's called like intuitive eating, that I eat the foods that I enjoy. I don't restrict myself, but I try and just do it in moderation. And I also remember the thing that you won't actually feel full straight away. It takes like, I don't know, 20 minutes for you to actually register in your brain that you are full. So that was a good trick. And but generally I'm quite lax. I mean, if there's like a holiday coming up maybe, or like I say, a race or something that I have planned that I want to look and feel good and feel strong, then yes, I'll pay more attention to my nutrition, and I will eat what I know is good for me. But at the moment, where I'm still living at home as well, I try and just be in moderation, but at the same time just enjoy myself.
I think that's the best way to be as well, because I've done the whole dieting stuff and I was a miserable shit, because I enjoy Smarties too much and stuff like that. It's just like I said, it's just in moderation. So I'm very similar. I'll Monday to Thursday eat kind of healthy, and then weekend is like fish and chips, pizza, stuff like that. But I think it's just, the only people I think that really do focus on stuff like that are like the bodybuilders and the elite athletes, like people like us. It's just whatever makes you happy, isn't it, really, to be honest?
And I really have seen how it can negatively affect you, especially mentally, if you start seeing food as something other than nutrition, and you see it as something that you need to restrict, or you can only reward yourself. Like, I think that for me, I know the type of personality trait I have, that I'm very like all or nothing. And I sometimes find it hard to see in between. So if I was like trying to do a diet, which I've played with in the past, I just saw myself just going downhill, and I have to catch myself before it gets too bad. So after that, it's the same with weighing yourself on the scales. I very rarely do that, because I know if I look at that number, for me, I would think, oh, I've eaten too much, or oh, I've drank too much, or whatever, and it will start sending me in a bit of a downward spiral. Whereas when you don't focus on the numbers all the time, you just focus on how you feel and how you're looking in your clothes and just general well-being, I think that's a better way of doing things. But don't get me wrong, I understand why the people who are like bodybuilders or elite athletes, why they do it, and that's great and it works for them. But for me, as I say, as an everyday sort of girl, sort of just trying to keep fit and that's it, enjoy myself, like I don't see the need to do that.
Yeah, totally agree.
I think that's a really sensible way to look at it, because I can't remember the statistic, but something like you're talking like I think over 70% of endurance athletes do have some sort of eating disorder, or at the very least don't eat enough. Because I think it's very easy for someone, who does do endurance sports to go down the route of, well, if I'm lighter, I can go further faster because I'm not carrying that weight. And it's like, well, actually, you need to be able to fuel your body properly, otherwise you ain't gonna be able to go the distance no matter what you weigh. So I think you've got the right attitude towards it there, definitely.
And I'm surprised, to be honest, how I've come to that sort of outlook on things so quickly and at my age. I'm not trying to blow my own trumpet, but coming from doing gymnastics at a very young and impressionable age, and I did used to compare myself to the other girls, seeing like how skinny then they looked, and how they were getting complimented by the adults on how they looked and how they were able to perform, and I wasn't like that. I then start to think, what's wrong with me? But very quickly, and having friends as well, because I grew up in an all-girls school, so I was always surrounded by that. And again, with social media bringing into the picture from such a young age, like, it really affects you so much if you pay too much attention. But I thought, from going through all of this, a young age and everything else in between, why do I want to commit so much of my time and energy and thoughts to something like that, when I can just focus on way more important things? And I love food, so I'm a massive foodie. So that's the last thing. I just think, no, enjoy it and see food as something as it is nutrition, is helping you. It's not a bad thing. So yeah, I'm surprised though, because I do still have friends my age who have not come to that conclusion and are suffering with like eating disorders or body dysmorphia. And no matter how much I try and tell them, it's very difficult if you're in that state of mind. So I don't know. It's a learning curve for everyone, and everyone will get there in their own time if they have the right sort of influences. But if they don't, is very difficult to change. But I came to that all sort of by myself, I guess, and like listening to older people than me and hearing other people's stories, you can see how life can pan out depending on your decisions. So yeah, it's interesting, that topic. I could speak for a long time about it.
Yeah, I'm just glad when I was like your age, there wasn't really much social media about. So, because there's a lot of pressure on the youngsters these days. It's the like all the editing I don't get. You'll use people editing filters, yeah, and everything, and then you meet people in real life, you're like, Jesus, I didn't even recognize you, even though, do you know what I mean? Then you get people like doing mud runs, you recognize people because you're used to being in that environment. But yeah, so I'm glad all my youth wasn't caught on phone cameras and stuff like that. All them partying days.
Insane. Do you think social media is quite bad for sort of helping people manipulate their image that they portray to other people?
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, thinking about this now, we're talking in year 7, so I would have been 11 or 12 years old. I did a topic for public speaking all about social media, and that was already how many years ago? So it was already so prevalent back then, how much more now? And for people to be consuming so much every single day, and especially the young generation, who sometimes they may not know else, like they may not realize that this person that they're seeing, that they seem so beautiful, so perfect, like it's not real unless someone points it out to them. They might think that's genuinely how that person looks. And I think it can be so damaging to people's own perception of themselves and their self-esteem. And it is scary how much of an effect it is having, because I still have family members and just family friends who have young like children of that age, and hearing them talk about this sort of thing is scary. I thought I wasn't that far behind, but like, wow, if you're going through this now, how hard it must be. But don't get me wrong, there are the good sides of social media as well. Yeah, of course. It's just, you have the power to control who you follow on these sites. But if you're not following them type of people, that's going to tell you elsewhere. Otherwise, how are the young people going to know? So it's scary. I do think it has its bad sides as well.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I've got hopefully a long time before my lad wants a mobile phone or anything to do with social media, but I'm not looking forward to that day at all. Like, really not. Like, I didn't grow up with it. I mean, how old was I? I was in my 20s, which I'm age now, when Facebook first came around. Never had like MySpace or anything like that. So yeah, I think now kids are like starting to, they're literally growing up on social media, aren't they?
Yeah.
From a very, I mean, you said it in year 7, so what's that, 11?
Yeah.
And that some of them even have like a profile. And it's like, it's too young in my opinion.
Because I remember so vividly, and this is where it ties back to how I don't understand how I am the way I am now, because some of the stuff that was said to me as a young girl could have really drastically changed how I am now. Because I remember being like 12 years old and a family friend literally telling me that I'd put on weight at 12, and how when I sat down I had rolls in my stomach. But that's normal for anyone. And then growing up saying like, oh, you shouldn't wear that because it makes you look XYZ, or you look like, how much have you eaten today, and all these comments, because it's all fueled from the media, what they have put in front of people to say this is their standard of what everyone, male, female, should look like. And if you don't fit that, then there's obviously something wrong. And at 12 years old, I then look at myself and think, oh, maybe there is, maybe I do need to eat less. Or I'd go to like birthday parties and someone offered me this and be like, oh no, thank you. Or I'd be at a restaurant and someone would be like, would you like? And I'd have this thoughts of like, oh, I need to order something that's healthy, or like it doesn't have as much calories. And that so quickly can manifest into something that is just dangerous. And then now adding on top of the pressure of that with everything else to do with social media, I don't know. So it worries me for the younger generation that they have access to all of this as well, because there's only so much you can do. As a parent, I can't speak because I have no children, but as a parent, there's only so much you can do, because once they get the phone, yes, you can put the restrictions and stuff, but I mean, from what they will hear from friends as well, from TV, there's just so much around nowadays. Like, you are being bombarded with all of this information, and I don't know, it's hard. It's very hard. But I just hope, in terms of what me, my little self, and I can do, is just inspire people and bring that positivity into their day, and help them see a better side of things, and bring to them what I hope will be beneficial and informative, and just do what I can, because there is that bad side of not social media out there. But at the same time, if you go looking for that, then that's what you're going to find. Whereas there's this whole other side of people who are so kind, friendly, and helpful and supportive, and genuinely do give out good information. But it's just finding that.
Yeah.
Again, sorry, I went on a tangent.
No. I agree with everything you're saying. That's why I know Dan's saying that's why Instagram, I think, is quite good, because you do literally control who you follow. Like, you don't, you can block ads, adverts that you don't want to see, etc. Whereas you go on like Facebook and Twitter, and yeah, it's not a nice place to be. So, and I can genuinely say I've never, on Instagram, I don't think I've seen a negative comment made towards people, which I think is a good thing. But you go on Facebook and it's slagging going on left, right, and centre, isn't there?
Yeah.
Well, obviously we mentioned this off air, but shall we do those questions that you sent in to us?
Yeah.
No? Yeah?
No.
So for people listening, Ant sent some really good questions in when we did our first podcast, but we didn't see them because we were actually recording the podcast when she did it. So we've agreed that we're going to read them out now, and me and Dan will answer them. Now, I've read these already, Dan hasn't, so I'll go first with them. So one of the first questions you asked was, what's our favourite quote? Now, bear in mind, Dan, I saw these last night, so I've had all day to think about it.
Yeah.
But I can think of 2 quotes that I really like. One's a bit longer than the other. So the first one is from a Rocky film, and it's the world isn't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place. It doesn't matter how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. But how's the rest of it now? I've forgotten it. But it doesn't matter how hard you can hit. It matters how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. I absolutely love that quote, and it actually does mean quite a bit to me. The stuff that's happened, sort of like in my life going back, just literally how much you can take and keep getting up and repeating it. So take racing out of it, but just living in general, how much crap you can take and just keep on going and finding the positive. And then the shorter one that I really like is really simple. It's pain is weakness leaving the body.
Yeah.
And I like that one because, you know, if you're training and the run is not going well, it's going well, but it's hurting. It's kind of like, in my mind, there's little bits of progress coming from that. So obviously, if you break your leg, that's not, you know, that is painful. But just in general, I like those 2 quotes. So Dan, whilst you've been quickly Googling whilst I've been talking, what have you got?
No, I was just Googling one, but the main one that I've always lived by, and I actually got it engraved on a medal that I recently done, is pain's temporary and pride is forever.
Yes.
That's one of my favourite ones, obviously through things I've been through, and to like turn a negative into a positive and stuff. Because there isn't many things we do where there's been pain along the way. And it's just, you know, how you come back from that. And then the other one kind of goes on to like the challenge we done when we all went up Snowdon, and that's that the man on top of the mountain didn't fall there. You know, we all had to make them steps to get to the top.
Yeah.
I like that.
And you have to put a lot of effort into that. So that's always like another one that I live by.
Wow, that's deep.
Yeah.
Right, so Anne, what's your favourite quote?
Oh, it's a simple one, but very powerful. Just simply never give up.
Cool.
Just whatever happens, never give up. I mean, I have quite a few favourite quotes, but that's the first one that springs to mind. I know the other one is very cliche, but it's so true that everything happens for a reason. You may not know why, and you may not find out until years to come, but I'm a firm believer in that as well. So I think anything in life that is hard, it's there to teach you a lesson. So yeah, I love those.
Creates you to be the person you are today.
Yes, massively. I think about myself now that although I'm young and I've been through so much already that someone my age may not ever go through in their lifetime, it's just made me so much stronger and made me into the person I am today, and made me so that I can cope with all the things that life is going to throw at me. So that's why I take that attitude into training. So each day is a new day, and no matter how hard things may get, everything will happen for a reason. So and just never give up. So they both tie in quite nicely.
Cool, like that. Next question you asked was, what's the best advice for someone who is just starting out their fitness journey? So my bit of advice, and not just running, is find something that you enjoy doing. Yeah, if you don't enjoy running, don't start running because you ain't going to stick to it. You know, try it all, see what you like, and then it'll make it easier to stick with, because then you can start to build a routine around it and actually enjoy it rather than making it a chore.
Yeah, agreed.
So Dan, you got any advice for someone just starting out their fitness journey?
It's like I said, find what works for you, because I know obviously we all like different things, and there's nothing worse than thinking you've got to go and do something and not wanting to. So yeah, do that, and it's I'm trying to think now. Jesus, what was it again?
What advice? What's the best advice for someone just starting out their fitness journey?
Don't go for them Strava crowns on race one. But just don't compare yourself.
Yeah.
You know, we all see pictures online of people running really fast or people looking amazing. You know, what you forget is these people have put in years and years to get to that level, and the fact that you're just starting off and doing that, you know, is an achievement straight away. So, you know, so many people think about it, whereas just making that step is already that, you know, you're already there.
Yeah.
What advice would you give, Ant?
I guess the same as both of you, but like exactly what Dan said, don't compare yourself because comparison is the thief of joy. It's another quote.
Nice.
They're all coming out tonight.
Yeah,
I was going to say.
I have so many under my belt.
But, you should start doing that on your Instagram, your quote of the week.
Well, I actually did. I forgot what I call it now. It was my daily affirmations, but it was a picture of my coffee with a quote in the coffee.
Okay.
I need to jump back on that actually.
Yeah.
So it's a good way to start the day. But no, in terms of someone that's starting, I think I would say it's just getting started that is the hardest part. Once you have started, once you find something that you love and enjoy, it won't feel like a chore anymore, and it will become a habit. So just keep going, because oh no, sorry, I remember now. Scrap that. I mean, that's good advice. But my best advice is find your why. You need to give yourself a reason to wake up every morning, every day, no matter the weather, to go out and do it. Because if your why is strong enough, that is what is going to pull you and what is going to motivate you to keep going. Yeah, so you need to have a strong why.
I like that. And the last one you put in is how do you block out the haters?
I forgot I asked that question.
I mean, I've personally on social media, I've never had any anyone like attack me or, you know, say anything negative towards me. I was bullied at school, but now I think if it happened, I'd either tell them to fuck off and block them, or just block them. Like, I wouldn't let it get to me, because they don't know me.
Yeah.
Like, so my sort of attitude is you've got no right to judge me on any level at all. I've chosen to post that picture this year. I only post on Instagram. I don't post anything on Facebook or anything like that, apart from in the Wildrunners group occasionally. But yeah, I choose what I post, and I treat Instagram like a training journal. Yeah. So it's just purely so I can look back at certain things. I mean, it's a bonus that you meet and chat to cool people on it, but that was why I signed up to Instagram in the first place. But yeah, Dan, what would you do?
Yeah, mine was very similar to you actually. I was the same at school. Like, didn't really fit in. Was part of the old being bullied as well. But I think that kind of made me a stronger person because, you know, I always remember one of the guys who used to do it a few years later was like, "Oh, I see you doing this. I'd love your help." And I'm like, "No, sorry, mate." And they're like, "Well, why?" And you're like, "Well, do you not remember what you used to do to me a few years ago? And now you've kind of matured a little bit. You want, you know," it's like, "Nah, it's okay." But it's, I haven't really had much on social media, to be honest. And I think that is because I select who I very rarely go on Facebook. I mean, it's just linked up to my Instagram. So whoever goes on Instagram goes on Facebook. I personally find Facebook very negative. I really only use the Wildrunners group myself. But I have heard through, like, I played football for years, and a lot of the guys I used to play football with, we still have a group chat on WhatsApp, and I have had a few people saying that, "Oh, we follow, we're friends of you, but we block your posts because we're fed up of seeing you running and stuff." So when I turned around and to him and said, well, what's the point of adding me then? And I just deleted them. I was like, I've known you for years, but if you're going to hide everything I post, why bother?
Yeah.
So it's not an effect of bullying, but I think the people that do that, they're obviously, you get the people that are just keyboard warriors, and that's all they want to do. They just, because they're sat at home doing nothing, got nothing better to do. And a lot of the other people that do it are the ones that are just jealous, you know.
Yes.
They want to be you, and you know, they wish they had that determination. Like I can't be asked to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning like Colin and go for a run. But some people might look at that and write a message to him saying, oh, you know, I take it your life at home's rubbish, or but just like be really negative about it rather than saying, oh, well done on getting up early this morning, mate. But yeah, like that's the beauty of Instagram for me. You know, if someone is negative, like even if I see someone posting negative themselves, I'll message them, see if they're okay. And if they're just, you know, if they just constantly do it, and then you're like, oh, they're hard work, they're bringing me down myself. So you can kind of just distance them away a little bit. But yeah, Facebook's a little bit different.
Is that something you've experienced, that haters online?
Well, actually, in terms of that question, it was more broadly speaking, because I'm, again, grateful and I've never experienced it online, although I have in real life. In person, people will say it to my face. So to answer the question very simply online, yes, I would just physically press the block button and unfollow or whatever I need to do. And my attitude, again, another quote would be, water off a duck's back. Just don't let it get to you. But when it's in person and someone says that nasty, mean comment to your face, like, it hurts. If you don't have a hard exterior, sometimes that will get to you, and it has done before. And people will comment on things like, oh, why are you doing, and family or people very close would say, why are you training so much, or why are you doing this, why are you doing that, or saying you shouldn't be doing this, you're going to look manly or masculine, or and I don't want whatever they will say. And at the end of the day, I just think, actually, no, I'm going to think again, turn it positive, that I feel in a way sorry for you that you are having to say something like that to the person that you are clearly, again, probably jealous of, or have some feeling towards. So instead, you use that as something to motivate you. But when it comes to blocking them out, it is about your mentality, I think. Sometimes it is hard if that is relentless and like, for example, the keyboard warriors. But other times, just don't let it get to you, or just don't surround yourself with them type of people. But yeah, it's much easier said than done. Because I was bullied in school, and that was all down to jealousy, and that really like took a toll. And from someone that you thought would have been close, because they were my best friend, ended up where I then got alopecia, lost my hair, and I thought, you know what, I'm too young to be going through this. So the question was a bit more loaded than I had actually first intended it to be. But yeah, to answer the question, don't let it get to you. Just imagine, a therapist once said this to me, in all honesty. Imagine you're like in a bubble, or a protective bubble, and that anything that they say, it just bounces straight off and it doesn't let it get to you. Or there's the analogy of you're like in a ship or something, and the water keeps coming in, but the more you let that water come in, then the ship will sink. Whereas if you don't, you'll stay afloat. So,
yeah. When you had yours, was that when you was just at school? Was that even out of school as well, like social media afterwards?
Both.
Yeah, because I think, like, I mean, like, I know I'm grateful, and I'm pretty sure Colin is as well, that, like, all right, it's horrible being bullied, but that got left at school. Yeah. Once you left school, you know, if we'd have had Facebook, God knows what, you know, what else we would have got afterwards.
Yeah, no, it was tough. So, like, it then, the main reason why I got Facebook was to just keep up with the trend. But then the older I got, it was more actually as a communication method, because I have a lot of my family still living over how many thousands of miles away in the Philippines. So it's nice for them to be able to see what's going on in my life and vice versa, and for us to be able to chat that way. But I don't really use it for the same as I do with Instagram. And going back to what Colin said, I use Instagram, my fitness page at least, as a diary. I don't care if someone thinks that I've been posting too much. That's fine by me. It literally doesn't, I don't care about the likes or the comments or the shares or anything like that. I think it's great if I get those sort of reactions and that engagement, but no, I'm using it as a way to document this journey that I'm on, so that in a few years to come, or however long, I can look back and think, wow, I've really did that. And on those down days when you're feeling like a bit low or lacking motivation, you can look back and think, no, I was able to do this. And so you go again. But it's actually so nice where, in terms of, like, for example, getting up at 5 a.m. and going for your runs and using it to see other people doing that, and then have that in response to you. I've had people already message me saying, wow, thank you so much, like, you've helped me get into running, or you've helped me change my lifestyle for the better. And it's so nice to have that sort of feedback, but it's not all the time. So again, another tangent. Sorry.
Nice.
I can't give short answers to these questions.
Yeah, they're good answers. Yeah, and it's just sort of my final thought on that is, I mean, like example you gave, Dan, if someone said, oh, you know, getting out to run early, you know, your life at home must be shit. So, or maybe I'm doing it so that I've got more time during the day
to spend with your
my
family. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, I'm not a piece of shit going out in the middle of the day and leaving my wife to get, you know, all the food ready for people coming around later.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Example. So fuck them. Yeah. Wankers. I've got no time for negative people. Can't bother with them. So what's your next race? Have you got one booked in yet?
So there is the Nuclear Rush happening again, which got postponed. So I think that is meant to happen in July, I want to say. And then I had the crazy idea, but I guess not that crazy, to do what you did, Colin, which is see if I can run a full marathon distance just from my front door. Because you know what? I'm not going to, I say I'm not yet is the key. I'm not yet signed up for an actual marathon, because it is my dream. And I know this is one of your questions, but it is my dream to complete the big 6 and like do those marathons across the world. But I have to start with one. So I thought, set myself the challenge this year. Don't know when I'm going to do it or how or where or whatever, but see if I can do it. So that is my next, I guess, big race by myself. See if I can run a marathon distance, no matter how long it's going to take me. I'll just see if I can do it.
You can do it. If you can run a half, you can run a marathon. Easy.
The thought of it.
Yeah. And if you're going to do it, a bit of advice I would give you is sign up for a virtual.
Yeah.
So then, like, at least you'll get, even if you don't have it on the day, you'll have like a little bit something shiny to hang up on the wall for your first one. Like, seriously, I would definitely do that.
But apart from that, no, I haven't got any other races this year. I do really want to sign up for that. What's it called? Rat Race Dirty Weekend thing. Next year. At the moment, I've been a bit hesitant to really book anything, just because of lockdown and all the restrictions and traveling and whatnot. I just don't know yet, and I feel like I would be more disappointed to have something booked for it to then get cancelled or postponed. So I'd rather maybe wait that little bit longer until things are a bit more back to normal. They have an official date set in set in stone, where I can say, yep, got it booked, and make all the plans and everything. Because again, with my life at the moment is very hectic, and I don't always have the ability to just go off tracking around the UK or wherever for all these races, because a lot of them are held quite far from where I live, so I have to make the travel arrangements. But yeah, no, I definitely want to get more booked in.
I saw one company, I'm doing one of their races later this year, Overload. They've kind of said they've noticed people aren't booking up for their race, because I think obviously people are concerned about it not going ahead.
Yeah.
but they were really good last year. They were the only company that just said, if you want a refund, you can have it, or just transfer your booking. So I just transferred booking rather than my attitude was, I'd rather you be there when we come out of this. But just today they posted something like, if you pay a tenner, we'll reserve a spot for you, providing that the rest of the money is paid by the 1st of August, and the race is in August. And if it gets cancelled, then you get your money back. So I think that's like a really good thing that they're doing to try and just promote, give people the confidence, to go ahead and book it. But yeah, I can't wait to get back to racing. Really can't.
Be the best. Can't wait.
Dan, you got any other questions for Ant? I'm just looking at the time.
Yeah, we've got the couple, the ones that came through on our message.
Yes, sorry, Ant. Sorry, I totally forgot about
that. It's okay. I know I taught for England, so.
Yeah, so okay, so the first question we had was, what do you prefer, just running or OCR?
OCR. It's way more fun. And you do it with other people. Yeah.
Get to play in mud and act like a child, yeah? That's why we were doing it.
And you get the shiny medal.
Yeah, that's it.
Unless you do Wolf Run, then you get a t-shirt.
Oh, yeah, you get the t-shirt. But that's still just as good, yeah.
And then the next two are really similar. So first one, so the first one is, what's your bucket list race? So money's not an object. You can do any race in the world. What would it be?
Wow. Oh, wow. Now, I don't know the full name of it, but I can describe and tell you. And I don't even know if I'd be capable, but I think it's to do this ultra marathon in, is it the Andes or somewhere like this? I saw this girl that I follow, and she's quite big on social media, Flora Beverly, and she went, I think it was to the Andes or somewhere, and did this ultra marathon in like all like tropical, I think it was tropical rainforest. I don't know. I just remember looking at it thinking, wow, that is amazing. And the views and just doing it in another country, or I don't know. I don't have a specific race in mind, but something like that would be incredible, because like new country and meet new people, do a completely new race, trail, everything. And yeah, but it'd be like an ultra marathon. I wouldn't do some small like 5K. No, it would be something that would like push me to the limit and be the longest thing ever.
Yeah, cool, like that. Then the last question was, what three things are top of your bucket list?
What does it have to be fitness related?
Anything. It's your bucket list.
Yeah, true. I do actually have, but it's still a work in progress. 30 before 30. No, 30 things I want to achieve before I'm 30. But we'd be here forever. But the top 3, which are hopefully going to happen very, very, very soon, to buy my own house, to get a Mercedes car, and to complete a full marathon. At the moment, those are the top 3. Probably in that order as well, to be fair. But yeah, of course, one of them's fitness related. But yeah.
Why Mercedes?
This is really going to show. I'm an Essex girl, and I do like quite. I don't know. I think growing up from a low income family, always seeing those like flashy cars, I just think, I know this is not the case, but I feel like if I had got that type of car that has been my dream car, I've literally got a picture of it on my wall, that I think to myself, wow, I have made it. But I know that that's not true. But yeah, it's a bit, what's the word? Materialistic. That is a bit of a materialistic goal. But yeah, I just love looking at Mercedes, and I think I've ridden in one like once in my whole life. And it was the best car like experience, thinking like, wow, some people actually have these cars as their normal everyday cars. So yeah, there's me at the moment driving around in my little Hyundai 1 litre petrol engine. Yeah, trying to race them. No, I'm joking. Yeah, that's my top 3.
Cool, like that. Yeah, Dan, have you got any other questions for Ant?
What is your goal now? So you're saying you've got the marathon. Is that your current goal?
I guess yes, it is. But at the moment, I would just say, because when it comes to goal setting, again, another topic I could talk ages about, but I will be succinct. Goals can have a time limit on them. So a marathon, once you've done it, you can say I've done it, and that's sort of like finish the goal. Whereas I want to have something that's going to be long lasting. So at the moment, my current top goal simply is to be mentally and physically strong and just keep improving that every day for the rest of my life. That's it. It's a big one, but it's just what I want to do. And then in terms of actual achievable goals you can show something for, is top one is a marathon. I would love for my first ever official one to be the London Marathon, and then start off on my journey of the big 6. And hopefully things go to plan. I'll be 24 this year, so I could literally do one marathon per year and I'll reach it by I'm 30. So it's great. But that's my main goal at the moment.
Yeah, would you go on to ultra running? Do you see yourself heading that way?
Yeah, I think I've done a massive 360 or 180, whatever the saying is, from hating running to suddenly a few years later being like, I'm going to be an ultra marathon runner one day. But I think I'm just absolutely fascinated, and I watch a lot of these YouTube videos of people doing ultra marathons and just testing yourself and pushing your body to its limits. I just love that idea, and then knowing that you're going to be in a great physical, mental state as well. I would love to try at least. Whether I can do it.
Could be like the female Forrest Gump. Just keep going across Essex. Just keep running across.
Use the Sugar Hut as a pit stop.
Oh my God. Wow. I've never been compared to Forrest Gump, but never say never. Oh my!
I know, Dan, how your beard was going a few weeks ago. You weren't too far off it, mate.
Well, I was trialing it,
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I'd have quite an impressive beard if I was to actually attempt that run.
So, and we know you've obviously said you've listened to the podcast, so you pretty know what's coming now. We've got 4 questions for you. So,
I'm an avid listener of your podcast,
Are you? Thank you.
Yeah, I've listened to every single one. I love it.
Oh, thank you.
I'd be interested to see how you get on listening to yourself back. I found it really weird the first time I heard myself back.
Yeah, I still don't like it. And, after what you said to me to listen out for at the end last week, I was like, right, okay. I'm not too keen on it. So what's your favourite brand of running gear? So could be trainers, clothes, whatever you want.
For clothes, it's a toss-up between Gymshark and Women's Best, which I'm sporting now. And for trainers, I would say Asics. Is that how you pronounce? Yeah.
Asics,
first ever pair last year, and I absolutely love them. I've tried a lot of trainers. I mean, I haven't tried the actual branded sort of running. Well, I guess that is a running shoe, but like the ones other people talk about. But I love Asics. It's a good fit for me.
I like them as well. Yeah. I've actually got 3 pairs of one type of their trainers.
Oh wow!
So
see, that's another goal I'm gonna add to my bucket list. When I get my magical house with my Mercedes car and I've done my marathon, I'm gonna have a shoe closet of all of my running shoes.
You'll have to track the miles in them.
Yeah, I know, because at the moment I'm a bit limited on space, and plus every time my mum sees that I've bought something fitness related, she's like, oh, not again. Once I have my own space, that's it. I'm gonna dedicate a section of my wardrobe to all of my fitness gear. Oh, I'm gonna have everything. I can't wait. Slowly building my collection, but yeah.
I've got mine stashed in the garage, got hooks on the door for race packs. Honestly, I'm not really allowed them anywhere else because apparently they smell. So they've got to be shoved away. So you're stuck on a desert island. You can run on the island, but what one piece of exercise equipment would you take with you?
Oh, I think it would be a kettlebell. Yep,
Yes.
there's so much you can do with a kettlebell. I was thinking of stealing Daisy's idea from a few podcasts back of the running watch, especially if you can get music on there, because that's a really great idea. But no, I'd like to have some sort of weight. So I think a kettlebell you can do the most sort of exercises with.
Yeah, 100% agree with you with that. And then, what do you listen to when you run?
Oh, definitely music. I have never tried actually, and maybe this is the year I will, but I never tried running without it, and I've never tried listening to anything else like podcasts or anything other than music, because music is a big part of my life actually outside of fitness. But I just love listening to those like motivational songs that in the lyrics, like for example, one on my playlist is called Change Your Life, and I won't start singing it now, but it literally says in there like you can change your life. And other songs like what's the one, Don't Stop Me Now by Queen, that's got a good beat to it, and the lyrics of that song, I'm like, yeah, as I'm running along the road. And yeah, music is number one for me. I don't mind, because when I actually did my first half marathon, you weren't allowed earphones or any sort of headgear, so that was the first time I was like, what? First of all, I've never ran this distance, and you're now telling me I can't listen to my music. But the crowd and the atmosphere and all the other people surrounding it got me through quite well. But yeah, day-to-day training is always music.
Is that quite common with road race? I haven't done a road race. The London Marathon, can you listen to? Have your headphones in?
The London Marathon, you can have headphones in, but most half marathons I've done, and most road runs have said no music. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know why.
I think it's more, at least for my one, they said it was a health and safety thing, because they only block off like some of the roads, so you do of course get cars still coming along, and but they said you can wear those really cool bone conducting ones. So I was trying to convince my parents to let me spend like 80 quid or something on those ones just for that race, but I was like, nah, I'll soak up the atmosphere of the crowd, and that will be my music. But you know what actually ended up happening? Funny story. I had memorized the lyrics to Bohemian Rhapsody, because that's a 7.5 minute song. I just kept singing that to myself over and over and over again. Before I knew it, I was like halfway around the course. So yeah, that's another tip.
Cool. And then last one is, what one bit of advice would you give to a new runner?
Get yourself a good pair of shoes, because actually
it helps.
It massively helps. And it's down to motivation as well, going back to what we said earlier. Don't compare yourself to others, and just focus on you and everything like that. But practical advice, I would definitely say, get yourself good kit, as in good pair of shoes, as in high vis jackets like mine, the one I call my condom jacket. When I zip it up, I'm not.
Is that silver one that you?
It's a bright green one. It's my.
No, I'm thinking of another one that I've made a comment about.
Yeah, no. So a jacket and good shoes and good clothing. I mean, the clothing you can wear sort of whatever, but get yourself a good kit, because then at least you will think, although I may suck at running, or this is the first time I'm being like giving it a go, at least I've got the gear. It's almost what's the saying? all the gear, no idea.
Yeah.
That's how I started. Fake it till you make it.
Yeah.
But it came true.
Well, that's me all our questions. Dan, you got anything?
No, I think that's all the questions.
And you got any questions for us?
What's your plans for Wildrunners in terms of this podcast, or like where you see it going?
No, I'm still waiting for Spartan or Solomon to come along and say they'll sponsor it, to tell you the truth, but I haven't heard anything from them. I don't know. I mean, obviously we've sort of said we'll do this series. We've got 4 or 5 more people.
I think we've got five left.
Yeah, they've like agreed to come on. Maybe one other who we haven't asked yet, because we're holding off asking this person until something's achieved. But yeah, I've got some ideas which I actually need to speak to Dan about, because I haven't voiced them, but potentially moving forward with it. I think it's important to still keep the community feel, because that's the most important thing for Wildrunners. Whatever we do with it, it's got to be, it's community based. Even the t-shirts, like, we want to see people wearing them, so it's like a football team sort of thing, isn't it? You all wear the same badge even at training, like, so same thing with that. So yeah, that's where I see it. Dan, you
I mean,
do you want to sack it off?
I mean, for me, like I had no intentions of these podcasts. I'm not overly a very confident person when it comes to stuff like that, talking to people. But Colin, he listens. I'd never even listened to a podcast before Colin had said, "Oh, he'd like to get involved and do some of these." I really enjoy them now. I actually really look forward to. I love hearing everybody's stories, and it fascinates me how everyone's got such a different background and want to go different ways, like with the barefoot running, ultra marathons, and everything. And I think that surprised me is the amount of people that don't even really know what OCR is. That's quite surprising to me, because I would love to see it go massive. I really would like to see it become an Olympic sport like they are trying to push now. But yeah, like I'd love to see this community grow, but part of me worries if it grows too big that it will lose that family feel. I love. We've got probably, I'd say, 40 to 50 people who we chat to regularly, including yourself. And I really like that, because it feels like a nice little tight knit family. But just the way how everyone's just so supportive, and everyone has, like, I've never seen a negative comment, and people can feel they can ask absolutely anything in the group. And that to me is like, just seeing it grow like that just makes me feel really proud to have like started it and to continue it. And the clothing, that was a long time coming. That was one of the things me and Sven were talking about. I mean, we've probably been talking about that for about a year, but it was like we kept going to companies and we weren't happy with the quality of the clothing. The tops that we are getting, they're the same ones that make Wolf Run tops and stuff.
Yeah.
So I was a bit weary of, like, because they are expensive tops, but that's literally the cheapest we could sell them because of how much they're costing us to get made. And yeah, we know the good quality. We didn't want these t-shirts that are not going to last. But yeah, we're going to set up. We're in talks with, I don't know if you've heard of Fortitude Fitness.
They followed me the other day, so
Did
now
they?
yeah.
Well, we're in talks with them to do either weekly or fortnightly meetups. Probably not weekly because of the logistics of everyone.
Yeah.
And money and stuff like that. So it's just to see how things go. But they are looking into holding boot camps for us and obstacle course training, and days where we can just do our own thing, other days where they'll literally train us for an hour and a half. So there's something we're hopefully that's going to start up in May. Now things are getting back. So that's going to be, my vision of that is that we're going to get a group of us, we're all going to meet up, we're going to have a nice little training session together, and then if people want, we'll go out for a drink, we'll go out for lunch. Do you know what I mean? Just to get that community, feel, and then racing together. I'm really looking forward to meeting so many Wildrunners people at races.
Oh, I can't wait for that. For everything you just mentioned, like that's sort of where I was hoping the Wildrunners community would go. And just to be part of that in its early days, I'm like one of the OG members. Oh, I just feel like, wow, I was here before it was even a thing. And just to be, it's just so good what you're doing. And I just wanted to voice that now whilst I'm on here, just to say thank you, because like the community you have built is just incredible, and it's so like lovely to be a part of. And I can't wait to wear my t-shirt. I'm running down my hill and all my neighbours are like, oh, there she goes again, but oh, she's got a different t-shirt on today. I tell you not, the other weekend we had that Wolfpack 100 number to wear. Honestly, someone stopped and was like trying to read it. So now I'm going to have something printed on the back. Is that where the logo is? The 5K Friday, Wildrunners 5K Friday, or is it on the front somewhere?
Which one have you ordered?
I got the red one, of course.
Yeah, it's got 5K Friday.
Oh yeah, well someone's not going to be staring at my boobs. They're going to be reading what it says. But if anyone stops me to ask, I'll be very proudly like. Again, you haven't paid me to say or do any of this. I just genuinely like appreciate you guys so much. So I will be popping out my phone being like, follow these people. If you want to be inspired for your running like me, you want to get yourself one of these snazzy t-shirts. I'll be the biggest cheerleader, because for what you guys have created, what you have done, I'm so grateful for. So keep it up. And like those boot camps, they sound really good. Like I'd love to attend that.
Yeah, I think one of the things that opened my eyes up massively was when we had our first Zoom chat.
Yeah.
And you hung on at the end.
I didn't think anyone would, but I thought, maybe I should.
That really highlighted to me, we've had, not just you, we've had other people say that during these lockdowns especially, just how much they've appreciated us being around, and even like not just us, but the whole group.
Yeah.
Are so supportive on each other, and they said that has helped massively, and to hear that back from everybody, that just makes us definitely feel like we've got to keep this going. Do you know what I mean?
Because I feel like I don't have many friends in real life. I'm sad like that, but with this group I feel like I have some internet friends, and some that I'm actually grateful to, and I'm lucky to have met in person, including you both. And that is so nice that you can talk to these people who share the same interests as you, and you can ask them like little things. Have you tried a new running route, or what about these trainers, or anything? It doesn't have to be fitness related, but it's just so nice having that, and having that community that you're part of. And like I say, when I eventually get my t-shirt, be even a proud member. Wearing it to the gym as well. Oh, don't worry, it won't just be for my 5K Friday. I won't stop, especially now that I know it's in the same material of those Wolf Run t-shirts. I love that, because they're so like the material that it's made of is really nice. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm already planning my leggings and my trainers that I'm gonna wear. Because I'm very I do like to look nice, so I can't wait. That'll be fun.
Where can people find you on social media?
I would say mainly on my Instagram, foreverfitness_ant. They may find the odd videos on there that are not fitness related, but it's just a mixture of stuff really. And similar to what you said earlier, I just use my Instagram page as a way to shed some positivity on people's life and hopefully inspire people. But at the same time, I just use it as a diary. So I do tend to waffle in my captions and on my stories, but yeah, it's all light-hearted fun at the end of the day.
Right. You don't need to do anything, so don't feel like you need to exit or anything. We can start the recording and everything. We didn't tell you that before, and then the last time we did that, someone left when we didn't want them to. But no, thank you very much for coming on. Really do appreciate it. And yeah, anyone listening, definitely give out a follow. She's one of my favourite Instagram accounts to follow. Just even if it's just you doing your dancing videos, it's, you know, they're hilarious sometimes. And really good luck with this month's challenge for the 5K.
Oh, thanks.
Okay, you can do it. You'll smash it.
Yeah, you'll do it.
Thank you. I'll report back, and hopefully I won't be injured.
Cool. Right, well, thank you very much for listening, everyone, and speak to you next time. Bye.
Yeah, cheers, guys.
Bye.